life, isn't it? Dr. Ernest Holmes wrote a book called This Thing Called You and This Thing Called Life, in which he acknowledges that the power in the universe is within us, that we are co-creators with this energy that we choose to call God, that God is energy. It is within us, it goes before us, it is behind us, it is above us, it is within us, and that we are so blessed to access this energy, that we are at choice. So when we come into this thing called life, each and every one of us has an assignment. And I really feel that assignment is to find that energy within us that is expansive, that moves beyond color, race, creed, and sexual orientation and feels the oneness of life, the energy of life, the opportunities that lie before us. In every, it's so interesting, in the ancient Chinese they don't have a word for crises. The word is, and it's a beautiful Chinese character, and one looks like crises and the other is opportunity. And that when we find the opportunity and the apparent crises, when we look beyond the condition, the appearances that show up, and they show up, and sometimes we get lost in them, but there is a power for good in the universe greater than we are, and we can use it. That we tap into this energy, that we allow it to flow through us, rather than giving our power away to these things. Be still and know that I am God. That is our voice of intuition. That's the still small voice to quiet ourselves, not get all caught up in this stuff out here. And there are times we do get caught up, and to allow ourselves to discharge that negative energy. I used to set the egg timer, 2 minutes, that's max. Get off it, get on with it, right? Because it's a new day, it's a new dawn, it's a new life. George Michaels would be proud of you, honey. It's a new life. And we open to it today. I can remember early on in my ministry, I was asked to present in Wyoming at the Grand Tetons, where they had a conference every year. And then they had some things planned for us, and one was, we're all going to go in this wonderful boat, this inflated boat. We're going to ride down the Colorado River. And I thought, wow, that just sounds like so much fun, fabulous. So we all got in, and there were a lot of ministers in one of the inflated boats, and we were in the other inflated boat, and my daughter was 7. And we're all, kind of merrily sailing down the river, right? And then all of a sudden, the others, ministers in the other inflated boat, had buckets. And this is ice water melting from, the mountains. Poured it on us. It's like such a shock when you get ice cold water poured in your face. And then, it was like we were just so shocked. And they kept doing it. And my daughter she goes, Mommy, make them stop! And so suddenly we saw buckets in ours, and we got our buckets, and we were going back and forth, and the adrenaline was moving, and suddenly we were not at the effect of cold water splashed in our face. We were out there, we were doing it, the energy was flowing, the adrenaline was going. We jumped into the river wholeheartedly, and suddenly we were down the rapids, and it was unbelievable. When people say, oh, have you ever done the rapids? Yes, I have. How many times? Once. Once. And lived to tell about it, because it was terrifying. We were up 10 feet and down, and it was unbelievable. And we went through all of them. We're holding on, and I'm holding on to my child. We all have our life jackets on. We went from cold water in the face to now this is like life-threatening. It's like rapids going on. And then suddenly, it all smoothed out. And we came to this beautiful, beautiful calm. And I thought, what a metaphor for life. We get in, we're born, everybody's so happy to see us, and they're hugging us. Suddenly, cold water in the face, right? We're at the effect of it, and we think it's terrible, and we say to the universe, make it stop! The universe just says, hey, you got free will. You make it stop. And how do we make it stop? we jump into life. We jump into the energy of life. And we are a contributor in life. And that when we are participants in life, instead of being at the effect of it and saying, all this stuff is happening to me. Hey, that's life. What am I going to do with it? I am at choice. And when we come into that revelation, and in our what we believe that it is the power of mind to give us success and good fortune, the principles of successful living. This is part of our principles in which we live and move and have our being. We say every Sunday as we stand together and recognize the energy of the universe and that it's there for us, and we make this declaration that it is the Father's good pleasure to give us the kingdom, that we open to this kingdom here and now. And it was interesting, Alan Cohen said that he went to a Chinese restaurant, and you know, we all love at the end of it, we get our little fortune cookie, don't we? And he said, they had a great, cheap Chinese, it was wonderful, and they got their fortune cookies, and he cracked it open and get the little piece of paper out. And he said, I did not like my fortune whatsoever. And I looked at my friend and I said, how was your fortune? He said, not very good. So the server came by and they said, we don't like our fortunes. We would like more fortune cookies. And she goes, I can do that. So she brings out a bowl of fortune cookies. They're cracking them up. No, I don't want that one. And they're cracking them. Oh, I don't want that one. Oh, here's a really good one. I relate to this one. And then his friend did the same thing. And I thought, the Course in Miracles says, if you don't like it, choose again. So he said, it was so interesting how many of us are at the effect of life. This is what life gave me. And I have to deal with it. No, you can choose again. And the universe brings you out a bowl of fortune cookies. I happen to like fortune cookies. I don't just bring them, I eat them, I love them. So I would have a lot of fun with that. But the truth is, we can choose again. We don't like what we were dealt, we can choose again. The opportunities that are there for us to choose again instead of being at the effect of life. Instead of being tossed and turned on the great rivers of life, we move through it. We ride the waves, and we come out on the other side. And one of the things that I've learned in life, that every time I felt the rug was pulled out from under me, I've always landed on higher ground. Always landed on higher ground. So when we look at this thing called life and the opportunities that are there for us, and to listen to the still small voice that is within us, that's God speaking. And when someone says, God spoke to me, I always believe those people because I know that there is an energy, that we have feelings, that we have voices, we're guided, we're directed, and that we open to other dimensions that are there for us. And that whenever I'm walking and I need a sign and a symbol, it's interesting how the universe gives it to me. And I used to have this amazing little mockingbird. In fact, Linda remembers it. It was in the office, and it used to come to my window, and it would tap. It did like Morse code. Tap, 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 tap. We kind of started singing a song to it. And we called him Tapper. And every single day, Tapper came to the window, tapping on the window. And to me, that was the energy of life to, take wing. That the universe is getting your attention. That why do birds soar? They take themselves, what? Lightly. They take themselves lightly. This is the message. I got to have a bird pecking on my window to remind me of that. And I open to it. That when we need a sign and a symbol, it is there for us. Whether you walk out and you feel that energy of our mountains. I look unto the mountains, from whence cometh my help. My help comes from within. That energy within us. So this thing called life is to jump into life. To show up. 90% of life is showing up. And when we show up, let the miracles begin. Let the celebration begin. Let life do what life does best by means of each and every one of us, which is to flow through us. And if we don't like what's created, we can recreate it. You don't like your fortune cookie, you don't like what you were dealt, you choose again. Life is It's not only a bowl of cherries, it's a bowl of fortune cookies. And you can go through them until you get what you want. And so this is about the energy that allows us to be all that we can be. We are created in the image and likeness of God, and we are told that it's not only good, what is it? It's very good. That's emphatic. That's underlined. It's not just good. It's very good. This is who we are. And if we've been programmed differently, you know what? We can reprogram that because we have a divine heritage. We have a divine heritage. We have a Father, Mother, God. We have the Christ consciousness within us that we salute, that we feel that power and that presence. And it was so interesting, we went to the Fool's Folly on April 1st, which is the well in the desert, who feeds the homeless, and they get hot meals every single day. And Fleet donated and contributed 3 years every day serving lunches at the well in the desert. It started out with a dentist, and this dentist, whose name is escaping me at the moment, used to just make sandwiches and take them out to the park. And then people started helping him take sandwiches, take them to the park. And then the people that were homeless, that suddenly they realized they were being cared about and their circumstances changed and they had homes, they would make sandwiches and take them out to the park. Then they had a facility. And it grew from there. And it was so wonderful that someone can have an idea and they think, there's something going on here and I can make a difference. I can make a couple of sandwiches. They're not much, but it's better than nothing. And then other people contribute. And many of the people that contribute to the well in the desert were once homeless and needing to go there for a hot lunch. And it was so wonderful that they gave a beautiful program. And the mayor was there, our new mayor of Palm Springs was there, and I said, it's just so nice to meet you, and I'm going to be giving the invocation on the 6th, April 6th, for our Fool's Folly. He goes, oh, do you mean for the council meeting? Oh, I mean the council meeting, not the Fool's Folly, right? And he goes, that was very Freudian. That was very, very Freudian. And I said, well, we'll just know it's not going to be a folly at this meeting, right? At this one. And it's so great because why do birds soar? They take themselves lightly. That we cannot be so serious about life. And Dr. Ernest Holmes said, and he had a great sense of humor, but he said, I do take what I do very seriously. I just don't take myself seriously. Because the minute we start taking ourselves seriously, it's just all too much for us. Oh my gosh, it's just too much for us. But the truth is, in the twinkling of an eye, everything can change. And when we're saying to the universe, make them stop, the universe is saying, you've got the power. You pick up that bucket and you throw it right at them. You get your adrenaline going. You don't have to be at the effect of us. So it was so great because if you could just see, all these ministers. And then one of my friends, and he was half Cherokee, and he was the Utah minister of religious science, and he just took his bucket and he said, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. And he threw it out, right out at him. And everyone was laughing and in a spirit of oneness and camaraderie out of having this water just thrown in your face. And it's so like life. When the water, and you feel it, it's cold, and you feel drenched, and you're mad and upset, you just pick up where you are, and you keep going. And there will be others to join you in your quest. There'll be others to align with you to be all that you can be. Every Tuesday night in our ministerial training, we end the class by doing a mastermind. The mastermind is one of the most powerful things we can do. And actually, Napoleon Hill, in his book, Think and Grow Rich, he has dedicated over 100 pages to the mastermind. The mastermind is God. And when we speak our word into the mastermind, that energy receives it. We speak it in a positive way of what it is that we want to align with and have in our lives. and we say it and speak it in a way that it's an already accomplished fact and mind and experience. Because when we're going to or we're going to have this, no, the universe always says you're always going to. When I speak my word is law unto the thing in which it is sent. That when we declare that we are whole, perfect, and complete here and now, we declare that all the prosperity in the universe is right where we are. We tap into that prosperity. We get so caught up with our negative programming. And you know, in fact, Buckminster Fuller said it doesn't take any intelligence at all to be negative. Think about it. That's the race-conscious belief. That's the lower vibratory frequency. It doesn't take any intelligence at all. The pessimist is always interpreting everything. You know, the sky is falling. It's, you know, all of this is happening. Where the optimist always sees that the glass is always full, not even half full. It's always full. Half water, half air. It's always full. And if, you know, a pessimist fell, so if I fell from a building, you know, I'd go splat. And the optimist says, if I fell, I just put my arms out and say, so far, so good. And what happens with that is that God will catch us in our fall, or we will grow wings and fly. Because that is the energy that we're putting out in the universe. And so this morning, we're here together in community, and I just love you all. I love being in community. I love the opportunity that it gives us, and to share in one another's lives, and to feel the joys, because your joy makes my joy possible. Your success makes mine possible. My success makes yours possible. There is a oneness. And that's why we need to be so thrilled for one another, as if it's happening to us, because it is. It actually is happening to us. And Michael Ross said to me, I was given the International Peace Prize in Africa. And they awarded me $10,000, a beautiful flame award that was crystal, and a medal. And it was so magnificent. And he said, you know, you're the only person that can go to Africa and they give you money. And I said, well, it was really pretty amazing. And I said, Father Ida is independently wealthy and has founded 3 universities and 5 manufacturing companies in a little town, an obscure village in Africa, and made it horrendous. And the more he gives, the more he receives. And so when we look at the universe, that in Ernest Holmes, The Science of Mind, he said, if you need a piece of information and it's in the deepest, darkest part of Africa, it will be revealed to you. It's in the Science of Mind textbook when you open to it. So we need to know that we are worthy, that we are deserving, that this thing called life, we're going to jump into life and we're going to experience all of it. The cold water in the face, the wild ride down the river, and the peace and calm that is awaiting us, because we had the courage to live our life to the fullest. And we're going somewhere. Do you know where it is? Higher yet. Where is it? Higher yet. Where? Higher yet. Going higher in love. Nothing happens by chance. We are all here by divine appointment, and that makes all the difference. God bless you.